Often when we are multiplying fractions, those fractions also involve variables. So we're going to do everything the same way. Again, I'm going to choose to reduce first before I multiply. So on my first example, I'm going to reduce anything that I can on top and on bottom. So I see that I have an x on top and on bottom. That can be reduced. I know that 2 and 6, that 2 goes into both of those values. So I will divide 2 by 2 to get 1 and 6 by 2 to get 3. And I also see that I have a y on top and on bottom, and those can be canceled, which leaves me with 5 times 1 on the top, or 5, and 3 times essentially 1 on the bottom, which is 3. So my result is 5/3. For my next example, again, I'm looking for anything I can cancel. So I see that I have 2 x's here and 2 x's here, so I can reduce those. And I see that this has 3 x's, so essentially that's like x times x times x. And one of those x's can cancel on top and on bottom, which leaves me, notice I'm keeping my negative, with 2 x's on the top, or x squared, and on the bottom I have a 2 and I have a 6, which is 12. So negative x squared over 12. Here are 2 for you to try, so give them both a shot, then press play to see how you did. For my first, I can see that there are no x's both on top and on bottom, so I can't cancel x's. I can't cancel y's because both of those y's are on the bottom. And so I'm only going to cancel numbers that I can cancel for top and on bottom. So I see that I have a 20 on both the top and on bottom. Also, 3 and 15 have a common factor of 3, so I'm going to divide 3 by 3 to get 1, so these are 1s as well, and 15 by 3 to get 5. And so on my numerator, I have 1 times 5, which is 5, and also x and x, or 2 x's, which is x squared. My denominator, I have 1 times 1, which is 1, and y, so 2 y's, which is y squared. It's not necessary for us to have the 1, so if you had 5x squared over y squared, that would be correct as well. We don't need the 1 as a coefficient. And for my other, again, I've got a negative times a negative, so right away I know a negative times a negative will end up being positive, so I'm just going to get that out of the way at the beginning. I have 2 a's on the bottom, and I have 2 a's total on the top, so I'm actually going to cancel 2 a's with 2 a's. And I have 2 b's on top and 2 b's on the bottom, so I'm going to cancel 2 b's with 2 b's. And now I'm looking at the numbers. So 7 and 21 have a common factor of 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 21 divided by 7 is 3. I have 4 and 3 on the top, which is 12, and on the bottom I have 12, so I could have actually reduced the 12 and the 12, and that just actually ends up reducing to 1. Everything ends up canceling out.